Today's creative world is music. Today's guest is the multi-award-winning composer, founder of Skybridge. She's now based in London, and she's the first and only Japanese songwriter who received multiple finalist awards at John Lennon Songwriting Contest. Her global project band Skybridge promotes diversity, equality, and world peace with musicians from all over the world, including Grammy-awarded musicians such as Victor Wooden and Mark Walker. Please welcome Utako Toyama. Hello, Utako. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So let me ask you the first question. Please describe about Skybridge and then what triggered you to start this global project band?
Well, Skybridge started in 2014 while I was at Berklee College of Music. And the way we started Skybridge was, Berklee is like a musician version of a UN, where musicians around the world comes together and make music. So it was, to me, it was natural to create something like Skybridge. It was because the band member naturally becomes international. But something which really pushes me to do Skybridge was during Berklee, I participated in an event called Cultural Leadership Retreat, where selected student goes in the nature and to do some activities. And one of the activities called Opportunity Walk made me really realize how important for me to do this Skybridge. So Opportunity Walk is an activity where all of us are handing our hands together, and modulator asks us a question, and if it's a yes, then we move forward. If it's not, we move back or something like that. Basically, more opportunity we have, we end up being in the front of the room, and less opportunity we have, we're gonna end up in the back of the room. And it was starting with really casual questions, and we are holding hands together, but soon enough, we couldn't hold our hands anymore. We end up spreading like back of the room and front of the room. I was somewhere in the middle, and the modulator said, please turn around, but I couldn't turn around. I was able to look ahead, but I couldn't really look back because it was really hard for me to see it. That's not because all of them are my friends, and that's not how I want to see the world, but it is, and it was really painful. But two of my friends who end up being in the back of the room, they were really grateful that they were able to be in the same room because of their parents. During those moments, I just really made me realize if anybody in the world were able to do that exercise, then I think we're gonna see other people in a different way. That really pushes me to do what I do today. So I think that's really the reason that I do Skybridge.
That's awesome. You've been through a lot of process, and that eye-opening opportunity actually gave you the last kind of click, right? To okay, I have to do something to create a band, and that's what it's been so far, right?
Yes. Music is a tool, perfect tool to connect people. Even though my English is like sometimes like Yoda speaking, I was able to make friends because of music. And I think that doesn't happen to me because I'm a musician, but it happens to every single person in the world. And I want to do that with, through my music.
That's awesome. So is there any like a current or future activities you're on that you can share with us or reveal a little bit?
Yes, I'm currently working on 3 different activities or projects. One is Skybridge, which I'm hoping to tour Japan next year. I just finished recording a music video yesterday. And second one is Songs for World Peace. We currently released music video from like 90 different countries and artists. And the third one is my personal project as a songwriter, basically featuring my favorite singers around the world.
That's awesome. So sounds like you've been doing 3 stuff mainly, but can we ask more detail of the latest project you're working on?
Sure. For this week, I've been working on two types of activities. One is as a songwriter and featuring my favorite singers around the world. For this one, 2 days ago, I had a recording with a strings orchestra, 12 strings with one contrabass, and with one of most respected conductor in Croatia. I don't know when it's going to be out, but it's in the recording process right now. And yesterday I had a music video session, and this is for Skybridge. And that music video was shot by producer Dinko. And this song will be sung by a Kenyan singer, Njoki Karu.
Wow, that's fantastic. So I was wondering, since you've been working with a lot of famous artists internationally, what kind of stories, memorable stories you got with whom? Could you also share some names, like a famous name if you can?
Yes, I've been collaborated with Grammy awarded musicians, the bassist Victor Wooten or the drummer Mark Walker. For Victor Wooten, I met with him in Kenya and for a performance, and I didn't have a bass player in that night. And so I asked him, hey, could you play my piece if possible? And he said, yeah, sure. And so he played without rehearsal, and it was amazing.
That must have been exciting.
Yes, it was. And for Mark Walker, he also recorded 2 of my songs at his recording studio, and as well as concert. And it was really, really great. And for the next Skybridge tour, we are talking about touring Japan together with Mark.
That's great. That's great. But how do you actually connect with those people, the musician you actually collaborate with?
Mostly, I actually personally met at Berkeley or in Japan or in Croatia or wherever I go. I meet with them, I become friends, and I want to make music with them, and then that's how it starts usually.
Wow, that's fantastic. You're very international. And then, of course, you've been so successful international. Could you send any advice and messages to the younger generation who are watching right now?
Sure. I think for the younger generation especially, is take advantage of digital this world, because now we can be friends with anyone in the world, and at the same time I think it's so important to listen to each other more than we speak. We sometimes forget, living in a digital world, that somebody who is tweeting or who is posting something is actual person, and each person has a story and a reason behind why she or he say things. And
Right.
So always be mindful about what the other person might have had or might have been through. So that's the perspective that I think.
Yeah, that's great. And then one question arises, even if some people are trying to do it, some people are kind of like an introvert or kind of hard, have hard time talking to people who they've never met. So particularly, what would you tell them? How would you encourage them to just go talk to them out there?
When you're introvert, I think I also get sometimes nervous about talking to the new people. For that, I think dive in with a fear. That's the best way to learn. And always diving in is not easiest. Feeling the fear is okay, but diving in with the fear.
Right.
To see what happens.
That is great. Very encouraging. Thank you. So the last question. The title of the show is Creative World. What does the word creative mean to you?
The creative means, to me, it's finding a joy in a process.
In process. Meaning?
We tend to focus on the result in this society so much, maybe too much. But most important thing is actually, I think, process more than the result. And we make friends as a result, but because of the process, we bond each other with the joy, and as a result, we become friends. And we tend to forget about the process, how important it is, and how important to have fun and finding joy in a single process.
Right, enjoying the process, right? So does it actually apply to the same thing applies to your music creating process too?
Definitely. even when we have struggle, I think in finding a joy in every single struggle and knowing this struggle is for something better, and that always is going to be a push to get better.
Wow. You're so positive and encouraging. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So today's guest was Utako Toyama, a multi-award winning composer and founder of a global project band, Skybridge. Thank you, Utako. It was such a pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you, Shin.
This episode will be available on YouTube this coming Saturday. For details, please check out our Facebook page. Next, more exciting materials to come. Stay tuned.
See the sunshine between the dark clouds.